What's good, World Squad? Back at you guys with another video. On today's episode, I want to talk about how to deal with returns, whether that's through FBA or FBM. We're going to break down step by step how the process works and some of the options you can choose dealing with this process. If this is your first time watching this channel, my name is Travis Cooper. I'm the creator of Amazon Made Easy, the program that gives you the blueprint to start buying back more of your time so that you don't have to exchange it for money. But I'm very respectful of your time, so let's get straight into this video. All right, so let's start with FBA. The FBA return process, and again, if you're new to the channel, FBA stands for Fulfillment by Amazon. So whenever a customer returns an item that's fulfilled by Amazon or Amazon handled the heavy lifting, the first thing they're going to do is go inside of their buyer's account. They're going to request for a return. Amazon will then give them a label to print out and put on the return package, right? So once they package it up and stick that return label outside the box, they will either sit it outside their doorstep or take it to their local UPS place or Kohl's, which accepts Amazon returns. From there, Amazon is then going to refund their money on the first scan, right? It used to not be like that back in the day. Amazon will first see it, this, that, and the other, but Amazon is a customer-centric company. And Jeff Bezos is really big on just providing that convenience for the customers. So instead of making the customer wait until the product is all the way back in Amazon hands and in the seller's hand, they'll go ahead and reimburse them on the first scan. Now, once it continues to go along in the transit and then is delivered back to Amazon's fulfillment center, Amazon then will inspect the return, right? So that return is part of your inventory. They will then inspect it to make sure it's still in the condition you said it was, whether you list it as new all the way down to acceptable. If it is, it'll go straight back into your inventory as a sellable product. You'll see it turn back to active in your inventory. If it's no longer in that condition as described, it will then be moved to unfulfillable inventory, which depending on your settings, it will get returned to you immediately or in a span of whatever days you have set on your Amazon FBA account. So from there, for the sake of this video, let's assume that it's unfulfillable. They're going to ship it back directly to your house. Then from there, you can have a system or you can have somebody working for you to open the returns, right? And then whenever Amazon decides to ship it back to your house, you then need a system in place. Either you can open the orders or you can have a designated worker to open the orders for you to see if the items are still in good condition, because Amazon employees do make mistakes. I've gotten plenty items over the years where Amazon said, hey, this item is in unsellable condition. I get it back, it's in perfect condition. Or my helpers evaluate the condition of the product and they say, hey, there's nothing wrong with this. All you do is put it in inventory to be prepped and sent back in, right back in the FBA, right? So mistakes do happen. Amazon, by all means, even though it's this big infrastructure, this big worldwide company, they do make mistakes because everyday people like me and you are working inside of those Amazon's facilities. So I can guess some of the time, some of those nights, early morning, they're super tired. So they just sending stuff through just to get through the shift. They just passing stuff through without really checking it to get through the shift. So I'm pretty sure that's how some of those mistakes happen. Now, moving on to merchant fulfill or FBM. FBM is just fulfillment by merchant. That just means we're connecting directly with the customer. So let's say, for example, we ship out an order, right? We ship out that order. Let's just say a customer requests for a return of the product that we ship out. Amazon is going to automatically approve that return and give them a prepaid return label. Now, back in the day, you guys know I'm a little bit older, a vet in the game in this business, starting back in 2010. Back in the day, they would allow us to decide whether we wanted to accept or deny the return, right? And I don't want to go too far down the rabbit hole with that. But even back in the day, when you click deny, they can still put in the A to Z claim where Amazon will come in and investigate it. So either way, pretty much you still had to accept the return. Now, these days, they just automatically force you to accept the return, whether you want to or not. They just automatically give them a prepaid label. And I know you guys thinking like, how do you ever make money, Travis, on Amazon if they can just return it without any problem? Make sure y'all stay tuned towards the steps on the end. I'm going to show you how you can get around that and some solutions or options that Amazon gives sellers to protect you from customers just trying to scam you left and right. All right, so once it's accepted, it's on the way back to you, it's in the transit. Once you get it back, you can then inspect the item to make sure it's in the condition that you sent it back in. If you sent it in as new, make sure it came back as new or whatever condition that it's in, right? They already have their money back. You have your product back. Everything is all good, right? So that's the process there. I want to give you guys a tool you can use or something you can file if they ever send it back, whether it's merchant fulfilled or FBA, and it's not in the condition as described, right? You send it in new, they send it back used, you can no longer sell it as new. What you can do is file a safety claim, right? I'm gonna leave some information about it in the description below. Be sure to check it out. But what you can do is open the case within Amazon. This program is used to protect the sellers. So you can upload pictures and your case. Amazon will then step in and be the mediator to see if that customer actually took advantage of you. What I think they do, this is not a fact here, they will look at the history of that buyer's account just to see if they had any problems with any other sellers. And if they have many issues with returns and people saying they're just trying to get over, Amazon will eventually close their buyer's account. Okay, so that safety claim is there to protect you. Just to keep it 100 with you, some of the times I have lost some of the safety claims where the buyer did use the specific item or the product, but I think that's just the cost of doing business online. You know, things are not going to always go perfect. Again, my return rates are usually anywhere from 4 to 6% on the year. That's the best you can ask for. If you're realistic inside of your business, you know there's going to be returns. You know people are going to try to take advantage of you. But what you can do to prepare yourself for that situation, for one, already have that baked into your profits, right? Let's just say you make $100,000 you net off of this business. Take 4,000 to 6,000 out for returns or people getting over. So that way you can already expect that. It's not a surprise whether you're doing business in the form of a brick and mortar, which means you just have a physical location, or you're doing it online. People out there, it's always going to be some bad apples, right, guys? Somebody is going to take advantage. They're going to try to find a loophole in the system to take advantage to get the product for potentially free. All those cases, you won't win, right? You won't win. But if it could recoup, 70 to 80% of the cases where they try to get over, man, that's going to save you a lot of money, right? Again, it's not all, but it's a big help. Another thing you can do to reduce these people trying to get over on you is just control everything you can control from your end, right? Control the controllables, as I like to say. So making sure that item is packaged correctly. Make sure that you actually described it correctly in a description, whether that's condition or if it's a used item. Make sure you gave a little bit of detail so that when they receive it or the product or item is delivered, it's exactly what you said it was going to be, right? That way, whenever they get it, it's not a shock to them. Hey, you said it was going to have marks on pages 10 through 20. Guess what? Whenever they get it, it was some pencil marks and some notes on page 10 through 20. It's not a surprise. So do everything that you can in your power. And hey, just let the rest of the chips fall where they may. If they try to get over on you, take advantage. Use the information down. If you haven't already, use the information down in the description of this video. And it's going to minimize those people trying to take advantage of the system. And also, when you do win those safety claims, they will issue your money back in the form of reimbursement. So you will see a credit to your account. It's almost like a sale. They will credit that into your account. So let's just say if the sale was $100, you will see a plus 100 come up into your account whenever you're pulling those Amazon reports. So it'll be in the form of that reimbursement, that credit added to your account. Also, speaking of Amazon reports, be sure to always pull those reports, whether you pull them every week, every month, every quarter, so that you can see exactly what's going inside of your business. Returns are inevitable. They're going to happen. So know your numbers so that you can know your bottom line and how much you're actually making inside of the business. Hey guys, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Until next time, love.